I know you come from outside the bowling world and come in recently. Sounds like you've always been an entrepreneur, but tell us a little bit about that journey going from an entrepreneur in one industry and switching over and being like, you know what, I'm going to buy a bowling center.
Well, when I was a kid, I did work in a bowling center. The company that I worked for had a couple bowling centers and a couple golf courses. Spent a lot of time working for them, a bunch of years. Worked in a couple different bowling centers after college. Got sick of corporate America when I was in my middle 30s and decided that I told my wife one day I'm going to go start mowing grass because I was a whole lot happier then. That if you can replace the income you're making, I'm on board with it. So that's what we did. A few years ago, as I'm realizing I'm getting a little closer to retirement, the landscape industry is not as easy on me as it used to be.
Right.
This little bowling alley came up for sale. I told my wife that, hey, maybe this is something I should do. And fortunately, my wife was on board with it. And so we ended up buying this little bowling center, and over the course of the past couple of years have kind of revamped it and put a little heavier emphasis on the restaurant, obviously. But this has been a great thing for us. We enjoy it. I got to say, versus landscape business, this has got air conditioning and bathrooms nearby.
Right.
That's something you don't get with the landscape company.
Right. Yeah.
So, this for us has been absolutely fantastic. Seeing the growth that we've seen in the last year and a half has just been absolutely thrilling for both of us. But yeah, it's been thrilling to be in the bowling industry again. Like I said, I did this when I was a kid. I thought when I was in my late 20s, I was done with it. I'm enjoying it more now than I ever have. We have daily challenges, but that's every business.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter what industry you're in.
Yeah, exactly. So I've really enjoyed this. And, I've got a little ways to go before I can retire. And I look forward to doing this till then. And hopefully by that time we'll have an employee that's, that'll be able to run this while, we take a step back.
Right.
That's the thoughts. But right now I'm really enjoying it. This has been a great move for us.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit, because I'd be willing to bet that there's a lot of other people who have thought about buying a center. I mean, there's a lot of, especially small centers that are for sale or like unofficially for sale, but could be purchased. A lot of the big ones tend to get scooped up by the giants, but there's a lot of small ones out there. We're talking about, less than a couple 100,000 and maybe less than $500,000 in revenue a year that are kind of for sale. But a lot of people don't, they don't get bought by the bigger companies because it's kind of like buying a job. But for the right person like you, who sees that job and like, I could do a better job, or it's a better job than I have now. Talk to me a little bit about how you size that up, or what you thought the opportunity was, or just kind of how you looked at it going into it. Like, imagine someone else is in a similar position as you thinking about it. Take me through your decision-making process or thought process of making that acquisition.
The one thing I remember from working in the bowling centers when I was a kid is how busy they were with leagues. And of course, I was the guy that worked there on Friday and Saturday night, so I saw the open bowlers come through. I remember sitting down and looking at the leagues that were available in the center and thinking, wow, there's a lot of opportunity there. And then looking at the open bowling and saying, there's a lot of opportunity there. The restaurant here was non-existent. That was something we put in before where a restaurant is. We had 2 pool tables and a coin-operated machine, and that was it. And so for my wife and I just sitting down, and I told my wife, I said, I think in 3 years, I could easily double the businesses coming into this place. Then it was just a leap of faith, and my wife believed in me then, so it was really easy to do it. But it was kind of a leap of faith. But, I think everyone knows what they're capable of. You just have to get in there and try. Put forth an honest effort, and it's amazing what a little place like this can actually do. I've gotten to the point now, I go anywhere in this little town and everyone knows me. I know pretty much everyone else, at least on a first name basis. Yeah. I think that's an awesome thing. I don't get that at home because it's a community of 80,000, not 800.
Right, right.
But yeah, I mean, it's been so well received. And the one thing I really realized about this bowling center in this little town the people here don't want to see it go under because it's about the only thing
Right.
they've got. And I
Right.
think all little towns are kind of in that situation where the bowling alley is the place, it's social, it's where everyone can go meet. It's a place where if you've got a group of 30 people, they still got the room to accommodate you. There's something
Mhm.
for the kids to do, something for the adults to do. And I think every bowling center all across the country, whether it be 6 lanes or 48 or whatever it is, it's a place for everyone to gather. But these little towns really appreciate this, I think, a lot more because they don't have the entertainment venues that a big city does. The people in this town are just incredibly loyal to this place. I love seeing that. Even when I'm at home 40 miles away, if I mention that my wife and I, we're up here at the Pineville Bowl, everyone's heard of it.
Mhm. Right.
And like I said, the little centers, I think that's the big what's the word I'm looking for? But the big allure to that, just it's a social place.
Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.